Thomas and Friends. Go, go, Thomas! On the island of Sodor, all the engines are very proud of their railway. One morning, Sir Topham Hatt arrived at Tim's sheds with a big book. Good morning, sir, Thomas peeped cheerfully. I have something to show you all, said Sir Topham Hatt. It was a book called Great Railways, and it was filled with photographs of mainland engines. The island engines whistled with wonder. Sir Topham Hatt said a photographer was coming to take pictures for Sodor's very own Great Railways book. You all have jobs to do, he told the engines, but don't delay. The photographer must leave by tea time. The engines were very excited about being photographed for a book. I'll be photographed because I'm the #1 tank engine, said Thomas. I will be photographed more, Gordon blustered, because I'm fastest and best and pull the express. He puffed away grandly. Thomas was cross. As Thomas puffed off to his job at Farmer Trotter's farm, he decided to make sure that Gordon would not be photographed the most. Soon after, Thomas saw Percy and a photographer. If I hurry, I can be in Percy's picture, Thomas said to himself. He pumped his pistons and raced up to Percy, just as the camera flashed. Bye, Percy, said Thomas. Flash, bang, wallop! Percy was so surprised that he crashed into a siding and then straight into a heap of coal. Flat in my funnel, he whistled. But Thomas didn't see. He was too busy feeling pleased with himself. As Thomas puffed through Marin Station, Gordon thundered by with the express. I'm sure Gordon hasn't been in a picture yet, Thomas said. Farther down the track, Thomas found the photographer waiting to take a picture of James. If I whoosh and whoosh, I can be in James's photograph, he thought. He raced up to James, just as the camera flashed. Bye, James, Thomas said. Flash, bang, wallop! James was so surprised that he hit the buffers. His wheels bounced off the track. Rattle my rods, he peeped. Again, Thomas didn't notice. He was too busy feeling pleased with himself. Thomas chuffed up to Farmer Trotter's just as Gordon steamed by. I've been in 2 magnificent photographs, Gordon said proudly. Thomas's boiler bubbled. I must find a photographer. If I hurry, I can be in more pictures than Gordon. Thomas chuffed along, looking for the photographer. He saw him waiting to take a photograph of Henry, who was about to go through a tunnel. Thomas raced toward the tunnel, just as Henry was huffing in. Thomas whistled loud and long. The photographer was so surprised that he dropped his camera. It crashed to the track, smashing to smithereens. My camera, he cried. The photographs are ruined. Cinders and ashes, Thomas gasped. What are you doing, Thomas? Sir Topham Hatt asked, stepping down from Henry's cab. Sir Topham Hatt told Thomas that Percy's mail trucks had derailed, James had hit the buffers, and now the camera was broken. I'm very sorry, sir, Thomas said, explaining how he had raced to be in all of the photographs. Now none of us will be in any pictures, and it's my fault. I have another camera at Brendam Docks, the photographer said, but there's no time to get it now. Yes, there is, sir. I'll bring it to you, said Thomas, and he raced away. On his way back with the camera, Thomas saw Percy and James. Thomas apologized for what he had done and promised to return to help them. And with the assistance of Edward and Rocky, he did just that. Later, when Gordon boasted that he'd been in more photographs, Thomas didn't mind at all. Helping his friends had been more important. A few days later, Sir Topham Hatt called the engines to Knapford Station. The photographer was there too. "Here is the book of your railway," he said to Sir Topham Hatt. When Thomas saw it, he gasped. The front cover showed a picture of Thomas and Rocky helping Percy. "You and me, Percy," Thomas said. "That's the best photograph of all."